Danny, 3 points again. Yeah, must be absolutely delighted as well. It's 11 points clear now at the top of the National League. The Sparks just keep on rolling, don't they?
Yeah, you're delighted when the final whistle goes and you've won. Then you're delighted that you think Barnet have drawn. Then you're even more delighted when you found out they've lost. So 11 points clear at this time is cracking, isn't it? And please don't think that we sort of ignore the things that we could have done better in that game. Even at 3-0, there's things that the manager wasn't over pleased with, and the 2 goals especially, because it just brings a nervousness, doesn't it, to the stadium that was rocking, by the way, and it makes everyone a little bit on edge, staff included. And luckily for us, the ref blew when he blew, because they were starting to get a little bit of belief, weren't they, Eastleigh, towards those final few minutes. But I think during my first season here, those late goals were coming in. It was almost draws and defeats coming our way, wasn't it? Whereas teams are scoring late, and I say teams plural. It's only Barnet and Eastleigh in recent weeks, isn't it? So let's not sort of hype that fact up too much. But we don't want to be 3 or 4-0 up and then hoping the referee blows his final whistle. So we conceded late goals the last couple of home games and still gone on to win the game, which is the moral of the story. And I think that everyone here, regardless of the nervous last 5 and 10 minutes, can look at the league table tonight and think, what a fabulous effort from everyone thus far.
They came into the game 4 unbeaten with the league's top scorer, who Chesterfield know all about as well, and naturally he got on the score sheet today as well. But Chesterfield hit the crossbar twice in the first half as well. He must have been absolutely delighted with the first half performance without even scoring.
Yeah, and I think that the gaffer's big word is patience, and we thought a 0-0 still be patient, we'll win the game. Before you know it, we're 3-0 up. 3 great goals, mixture of all 3 types of goals, especially the counter-attacking one for the third, which was great. And we just looked back at their goals and we just felt that Eastleigh were continuing to leave the 2 up front. We maybe should have managed that as a team a little bit better and kept a few more bodies behind the ball during attack, just to make sure that we didn't give them a lifeline. We gave them a couple of lifelines, but yeah, more of the story is the result don't lie, and we deserve to win today. We look back at those 2 goals, we want to eradicate it, we want to make every win here as less nervous as possible. Today wasn't one of those times, but before the game everyone would have taken a 3-2 and 11 points clear.
Yeah, just touch on what happened at half time really with the manager. He wasn't on the sidelines today. He'd picked up another 1-match ban, and but obviously it's difficult, isn't it, when you want to be patient with the side as well, and you're not putting the ball in the back of the net, but you just want to stay calm as well with them, don't you?
Yeah, and I think we've been here long enough and the manager's been here long enough where they all know how he works, where if you're drawing as the game goes on, stick to the plan, you end up winning the game. And I think that's what happened. And at 3-0, I personally felt it could go 4 or 5, whilst also being massively aware of Quigley and McCallum and balls in the box. So we knew that going to the end of that final whistle that they would continue to be a threat, because they're goal scorers. I think they've got a lot of their success in recent weeks off them too, and most of the season, by the way. And they're 2 of the most sort of wily players in this league, and they get double figures every season for a reason, because they're good. But yeah, there's certain things we'd like to have managed better in that last 15 to 20 minute period, but we scored 3 cracking goals. We should have scored a couple more, and the league table looks really nice tonight, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, indeed it does. I mean, you must have been delighted as well with the passages of play at times as well, going through the middle and opening the games up. It could have been more, really.
Yeah, it could have been more, and that's what's great. We're scoring a load of goals, we're giving the supporters loads of entertainment, and it is disappointing. It goes to 4 or 5 and it's more relaxed. But the other week we were 4-0 up against Barnet and it went a little bit nervy in the end. But we can't be too harsh, because as I said at the start of the interview, there was a time at this football club where we were conceding late and everyone left with a point or 0 points. We're leaving with 3 points, so it's not the statement of who cares as long as we won, because there's a lot of tough games to go. We want to eradicate every negative part of our setup and performance as possible, but in the meantime, let's keep winning football games.
The one thing that has been positive has been the crowd. 7,200 here today. That's 10 successive home victories in all competitions now. For the Spirits. Has the fans made that easier then in many respects to get the 3 points? Yeah,
it does every week. And I'm looking at Eastleigh with the utmost respect. I think they brought about 50 supporters. We'll go away. We took over 400 to Southend. When it's on telly. And then took about 300-400 to Woking Tuesday night when there's all accidents on the motorway, and 7,000 here. It is unbelievable, and a lot of coaches and managers say it, and it's not just a cliche. It really is appreciated, because when those players come out for the warm-up, we've got a couple of thousand in already. It gets the hairs on the back of their neck all standing up, so it means a lot. With that comes the pressure, but as I said before, I believe this year more than any season I've been here, these particular set of players can deal with that pressure.
Is it a shame the league campaign's finished for a couple of weeks? I mean, it's got, you've got a couple of cup games coming up now, and none more so for yourself against Leyton Orient.
Yeah, no, as I say, it's a great tie for me, and it's a great tie for the football club, because they're a big league club who have an okay season in League One, and they're the favourites. And when we played Northampton and Wimbledon last year, they were the favourites. We ended up beating them. It's a lovely type of feeling, I think, for supporters next weekend, because it's a different type of pressure, different type of anxiety and excitement if we did, who we're going to get the next day or that afternoon, whenever the draw is in the third round. Our priority is the league, isn't it? Obviously, followed by the FA Cup, followed by the trophy, in that order. So, we want to make sure that whatever happens against Leyton Orient, it doesn't affect our season.
Trying to think who's left at Leyton Orient that you would know. Martin Ling would still be there, would he?
A few people there I work with, yeah.
And then obviously going on to the FA Trophy, has obviously got which might be a mix and match squad, I would assume. Word on Bailey Clements and Bailey Hobson, their loan spells may have come to an end. What's the situation?
Yeah, I think Monday morning will be the time we assess all of those things. Obviously, I think Brian asked me the question in my press yesterday, and it was because of the South End travelling and the Woking travelling, a couple of days off to get everyone's legs back, and now this today. I think everyone's just. There's been a bit of a to-do list, shall we say, and that will certainly get discussed on Monday.
Mike Jones comes back into your reckoning as well, because he's not cup tied for the not suspended for the cup games as well, just to add a bit more. But how do you think Darren Oldacre did to fill in today?
I thought he did ever so well, and there was a point I sometimes try and look at the ugly things that go on a football pitch, and there was a time at 3-1 where they got a corner and they looked like they were going to do a short, and he sprinted out to try and stop it, and then he sprinted back in the box to mark someone who was twice his size. And they're little things sometimes that we all look for as staff, the things that sort of get you over the line. And I thought he was excellent. He's a very good player, and he's a good footballer. He's nice on the eye of how he passes the ball. But the other stuff today, I thought he did really well. Mike Jones, funny enough, was the first one to come in shouting and screaming that Willstone had got a last minute winner, and he wasn't even involved today. So that just epitomises the feeling of the group, whether you're on the bench, not on the bench, out on loan or suspended.
So the message still is continue doing what you're doing.
It is, yeah. It's not necessarily, it's not broke, don't fix it. It's not that, because there's things we want to iron out, and there's a long way to go. And if we think that we've won the league by now, well, we don't. So that thought hasn't even crossed anyone's mind. That doesn't mean you don't enjoy the moment. You certainly enjoy the feeling. You certainly enjoy looking at the league table, and that's myself. That's all of us included. You're not in football just to sort of won't look at that and wait till April, May. We'll look at it now and use that as incentive for the boys to keep on going, because the football club and the town especially is in a really good place. Thanks, Paul.